hello, everyone. It's your girl, Gabrielle from A Step Ahead. Welcome to a new episode of Hot Topic. So, this is the show where we talk real talk about things that are steamy in particular fields. So, that's education, employment, health, mental health, social services, social justice, anything in that arena. So we like to kind of stay in those particular fields. We are a tutoring company, of course, but we like to have that real talk here, and that's what this web series is all about. And our topic for today is entrepreneurship and motherhood. So we have a returning guest. Her name is Jaciann Wright. So let me remind you about who she is. So I'm going to get my little banner here. So who is Jaciann Wright? Let me tell you. She is a 25-year-old married single mom, right? That's definitely a story worth hearing about. She is Jamaican born and raised halfway American, so fellow West Indian. She holds a BS in mathematics. She graduated in the class of 2016. So Smart Scholars, that was a program she was in. It allowed her to graduate 1 year early from college. So she's a bright lady. She studied a summer semester in Spain, right? So she has that foreign country exposure. She's currently a relief manager at Public Storage. She is a small business owner of two businesses. She aspires to achieve her PhD, right? So that's big goals right there. Her life goal is to retire at age 40 to generate financial freedom and wealth, creating an easier path for her daughter and showing her daughter that the world is filled with endless opportunity. So she's a what's the word for it? So she's very optimistic. Nothing wrong with that. So in the same light, she also mentors upcoming entrepreneurs. So I'm going to bring her to the stage right now. JCN, welcome back to
Hello.
the show. How are
Thank
you
you.
doing
Thank you.
today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well, I'm well, I'm well. All right, so you have an interesting take. You know how this goes. You have an interesting take on entrepreneurship and motherhood. So this is a chance for you to share your story.
Excuse
Please go ahead and share.
Oh, of course. First of all, I just want to go ahead and say shout out to all the stay-at-home moms because baby, it is no it's not easy. I can't imagine, especially stay-at-home moms who are business owners, being at home all day with your child and having to, work your business as well. Kudos to you. But being an entrepreneur and being a mom, not a walk in the park, but it's definitely rewarding at the end of the day when you could see your hard work paying off. My daughter's one, and for the first time, I took her to an event 2 Saturdays ago, and it was actually better than I expected. I think a lot of times, even like now, like I psych myself out for things that's out of my control. Um, I- in my last series, I talk about how like I like things to be done perfectly in my own way, and things don't go like that. Life doesn't work like that. So working, I had to learn to adjust to what it was like working my business before becoming a mom and working my business now. And crazy me, hey, I want a second business that's up and coming and running. So scheduling is definitely tighter. It definitely, I definitely have to learn how to manage my time wisely now. I did step back a little bit from from the business aspect to get organized because that's also something that I struggled with before. becoming a mom was being organized and with the time management and making sure that I have time for my daughter. I have to also be organized as far as my business goes. So I did take a little step back from my business on the forefront to organize it on the backhand so that this way I could have something that flows way better. My daughter's older now, so things are becoming a little bit easier, but a normal day for me would be go to work, come home. Um, I used to feel guilty between choosing my business first over my daughter sometimes when I have a last minute order that I have to get out or a customer that wants order to expedite. I used to feel guilty within that, but sometimes things, things you have to get things done in the same under the same light. But typical day I go to work, come home, focus on getting my daughter situated, and then I tackle whatever there is for my business. You have to have what they call a DMO or a daily. Am I saying it right? I don't think DMO, like a daily method of operation. You have to have a set schedule. If you don't have that, you will go crazy. It won't work. And I never had that before because I had all the time in the world. Now I have to have that. I had the night before I have my little books, my little planners that I have to get them together and say, okay, this is what's gonna get done as far as my business goes. This is what is gonna get done for that. And you have to coordinate and align everything. And yes, things you can get thrown off. Yes, it happens. But you have to try your very best to stick on track and on target for those things for whatever you have planned and execute accordingly. And it won't always be smooth. Sometimes you have to switch things up here and there. Sometimes the schedules you have this week won't work for next week, and you just have to adjust. So it's for me, it's a constant adjusting, and it's Gabrielle knows it's something that it's new to me. The adjusting, I like to plan things, and how I plan it, that's how it should go, and that's that. It don't work like that being a mom and an entrepreneur. Sometimes you have to drop the business and focus on your child. Sometimes you have to say, all right, mama, go on over there, watch TV. And I gotta get this done real quick. So it goes hand in hand, it goes both ways. And as the parent, as a mom, you have to know how to delegate both of those things. It's fun though. At the end of the day when you're done and you could see, you know, the end result. As I was saying, I took her to an event, a pop-up shop a few Saturdays back, and I thought it was going to be stressful, and it wasn't. Customers, other vendors, they loved her. At one point, they were buying just because of her, and in that light, I have to use her to say I could use her to help me build my brand, help me to do other things because they'll look at like, hey, this mom is out here with her daughter, like she's really hustling, she's really trying. Let me support her. So you have to use what you thought was the negative or you thought what was the stressor, and you have to flip it. And that's how I'm making it work for me. And I decided to jump into a second business. Um, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going with it yet, but it's starting out as a t-shirt line, just a line. And I have the goals and the dreams are up here, and I'm trying to put them, pen to paper. So I'm trying to juggle that as well as everything else. And it's I don't know. I'm using my daughter as my inspiration, to just to make things flow. I want things to be better for her. So as hard as it is now and as hard as it can get, I just look to the light at the end of the tunnel because it's there. I know it's there to see the bigger picture for things that I want. And I also know now that I can't separate the two. I have to bring them together. And that's what that event showed me and taught me and opened up my eyes that I could, I can put them together. My business and my daughter, they can go together. When I go live, she can be online with me. People understand, customers understand your mom. And being a mommy comes first. So, yeah, that's my entrepreneurship and mommyhood take, lessons learned, togetherness. Yeah. to you, Gabrielle.
Awesome, awesome. So you brought up a key point, which
Mhm.
is finding that balance, right? So you were kind of struggling with both worlds. So you
Yeah,
have this new baby that's taking up a lot of your time, and you also have these two business that's two businesses that's taking up a lot of your time, and so you have to find a middle ground. And one thing you brought up was incorporating your daughter into your business.
right,
So
right,
making her an asset for your
right.
business to find that
Yeah,
balance. So
definitely.
how so for h- is was it easy finding that balance? Was it hard? Talk about that a little
Um,
bit more.
it it wasn't easy because at the end of the day, if you know paparazzi, you know we're live, we're on camera, and customers are humans in general. Their attention span is very very short. So in my head, it's oh my god, I don't want to bring her there. She's gonna be trying to touch things. So what am I gonna do? I have to wait till she goes to sleep. 9 times out of 10, by the time she goes to sleep, I'm so drained. I can't. And I have to also think, hey, I have to get up to have the energy to get her dressed to go to work the next day to go make it through the day. And for a long time, my business when I first had her about the first about in was about this was like 6 months up until like around now. Like my business was struggling a little bit because I always said, my daughter comes first. The guilty started to kick in. I had a little bit of postpartum, so there was all of that. I don't want to feel like I'm neglecting her for my business just to make some money. So all of that was there, and it took a while, and it took talking to other moms who were in this business, other moms who have other businesses, and they say, listen, your customer base, if you have them, you have them, and who's true is gonna stick around, and who's true will understand. And I can't even lie to you. Once I started to bring her around in my lives, um, my view started to go up a little bit more, and the interaction started to turn back up a little bit more. And it turned into where now I'm known as Lola Mommy and not Jaciann or not Jace or whatever. I'm known now. So my lives now have become Live with Lola Mommy or Live with Lola Mommy and Lola. Or they'll come on and be like, oh my God, where's Lola? So it's just stuff like that. So I had to learn how to do that. And then once I see that, it's I was really psyching myself out for no reason. It just started to flow. And then that's why I said, I'm gonna take her to my event with me. Let me see what's gonna happen, because what's gonna happen where there's that one time where I really want to do an event and I can't do it, or I'm booked for an event and whoever was supposed to watch her can't watch her, then what am I gonna do? I can't pull from that event. That's money that I'm losing. So it was definitely hard, and I'm happy that I found that middle ground. It took a while. I'm happy that I did, and I just want any other entrepreneur out there that's a mom, a single mom, stay-at-home mom, whatever kind of mom you are. Don't allow becoming a mom to limit anything else, because yes, you're a mom, but there's many other titles under being a mom as well. You can't if you can't do for you or do what you love, then you can't do for anybody else, including your child. So it was hard, but I'm happy that I found the middle.
Awesome. Awesome. So one of the things you talked about was time. And I know in the last interview you did with me, you talked about being a planner, but it's hard to be a planner now that you have this new baby. So do you find that trickling into your business?
Um, yes and no. She was on a schedule. So she kind of fell off the schedule. With I have a lot of different things happening in life right now, moving and trying to get things done. It's everything is all over the place, but As far as finding the time, like I said, what I start to do now, I start to write things down. So I have like a gazillion different books. Sometimes there are different things in different books, and I have to sit down, find the time, and put them together. Some like yesterday, day before yesterday, I said to my husband, "I need an hour. Just give me an hour." And I just gathered all my little notebooks, and I just start to put things in one book, things that I have to get done. And on a day like today, where I'm off from work itself, I don't send her to daycare. I just keep her home, let her sleep in, and then I use that time to do anything else that I have to do. So I'm getting better. I must say, I'm learning to accept now that things won't always. I can't get everything done in one day. My business, my leaders, they do constant training and different things, and one of the things that I took away from, we do trainings every Tuesday. So one thing that I took away from from Tuesday's training was, if I have 7 things to get done and I only got 5 done, the two that I didn't get done, I put them on the top of my list for the next day. And I tackle those two first before I move into whatever else I have for the next day. And I have what I have like called priority customers. So um, if a customer needs a quick order or order immediately, I limit that. So I limit that to maybe 2 or 3. Because if I know that if I take 5, I can't fulfill all 5. So I don't promise someone something if I know I can't do it. Something I used to do, you know. But yeah, so in that light, whatever else I have for this day that I didn't get done, I put it over to the next day, and I knock those out, and I don't promise the customer something that I know I can't achieve, I can't fulfill. If I know that I won't Okay. If I know I can't fulfill something for a customer, I I explain to them and tell them, what's going on, what's up. And sometimes most of the times, actually, not sometimes, most of the times customers are like, okay, I understand. If you get it out to me as soon as possible, let me know. Or let's say, okay, they'll find someone else. Or if I can't get something, if I can't get it out to them, I'll ask a team member. If a team member have a certain necklace or whatever you're looking for, and I say, hey, can you just get that to my customer? At the end of the day, I'm helping someone else out. My customer's happy. They know that if they need something, they'll come back rather than upsetting a customer. So I've learned to do those different things. Use those different different tactics, so that this way I'm not outburning myself. I'm not failing in my business. I'm not failing with being a mom. I am only one person at the end of the day. Something I had to learn how to say as well, I must say. So all in all, I'm getting better. I'm doing better, and it's all about continuing to do, to practice these things, and not just doing it today and the next week I don't do it. So still a work in progress, but I'm getting better.
Awesome, awesome. Nothing wrong with being a work in progress. So you brought up a key thing in
Mhm,
that you used you're using you're using the fact that you are a mother
mhm.
as a I guess as a business pitch, so to
Yes,
speak, to connect with other mothers.
yeah.
So tell me more. Tell me more about that.
So my business is an MLM. It's multi-level marketing. It's big. A lot of people still haven't heard about my business. However, I I I try to not mimic or mirror, but I try to people, so people who are successful or in doing what they're doing, people who share their story. That's like a very good thing. Like I love people who share their story. So I get so I try to listen to, to where they because okay, let me back up. You'll look at someone and you'll say, yes, they're this successful, they got it overnight. Whether we want to accept that or own up to that, that's how we look at a lot of people in general. And sometimes when people share their story, you're like, what? Really? They've been there, they've done that? Um, what one person that made me start to to look at things in a different light, to start to connect with different moms, was a lady in my business. Her name is Stevie. She has a son that's he's not, what is he's not ADHD. He he has a disability, and and she's a single mom. She ended up getting a divorce, all that stuff. So she had to end up staying home. It worked out better for her to stay home with her son. And when she started to stay home, that's when she was able to focus more on her business and also being a mom. And she shared her story with how, how it was hard for her. How sometimes when her son didn't want to be bothered with having to move from from the floor, like she didn't want to have to bother him, she would just sit there and do her life. Different things that she would incorporate, and the struggles that she had to go through to get to where she is, and how it got better for her, where she's able to now hire a nanny to come in home so she could do what she have to do, different things like that. So, but when she was telling the story, she was successful, 6 7 figure on earner. So before that, I was in the business about 2 years before that, seeing her just, oh my God, she has money, she's successful in the business. I didn't know her story. And one thing she did say was connect with people like you. Not only skin color, but people who share the same struggles, people who um who were where you are now, so that you could there's hope. If you just keep doing what you're supposed to, keep working. So then that's when I said, okay, I need to now find other moms, single moms, moms who have a up and coming business, who had an up and coming business. That's where I tend to tear to people who share their story, because the more you share your story, I could, dissect your story and say, okay, I can relate to you, you can relate to me. And then I could reach out, network with you, and then I could take it from there. And also, I also network with other moms who are in similar situation as me, or similar shoes as me, moms who are struggling with being a mom and working their business, and moms who are scared, that this way we could push each other, we could communicate with each other, we could, give each other tips, things that are working for me that's not working for her, things that's working for her, that may not be working for me, different things like that. So that's where I, came up with that idea to network with other moms and to reach out. Because you never know, and if you don't ask, you will never know that someone is going through something like that, or been through something like that. So yeah, that's how that part.
All right, that was awesome. So as you were talking, one thing that came to my mind was about self-care, right? How do you're running businesses, you running your household, that's a lot for one person. So how do you take care of yourself? How do you know when to stop and pause and take a break? How do you talk about the things that you use for self-care?
So on the self-care aspect, I haven't mastered that yet. That's something that I am working on. The only thing that I make sure that I do get is sleep and proper meals. Apart from that, we haven't made it to we haven't jumped the self-care hurdle yet. So I'm gonna have to take a rain check on that. However, I am in two self-care groups that assist you, give different tips with different things to do as far as self-care goes. So I pray that as soon as we settle in this new apartment, I could look into that neck of the woods. But I definitely do make sure that I get enough sleep. How I do that, I have on my phone, I have the sleep alarm thing that's there, and I go to my bed by around 11, 12, the latest, and I get up at 7 7:30 thereon. So I make sure that I get enough sleep at the moment. Another thing that I do is every now and then I'll do like a fast, or like what should I eat, like a dieting. The other day I did No, it wasn't interim fast. I cut out sweets, starch, and red meat. So basically I was on like a water, clean eating kind of eating, just to give myself a little bit more energy and to lean off of the coffee and the caffeine, and all of that. But as far as the other extra things, I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. Working on it. We'll come back to that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Work in progress, work in progress.
Yeah, work in
So,
progress.
so I mean, do you do everything yourself? Like, do you run the business by yourself? Do you do the childcare by yourself, or do you have
Um,
a team of people helping you?
no, I have a mini team. On the weekends, if my mom doesn't take her, or my one of her godmoms will take her, my husband will watch her. Especially like I said, if I ask my husband to just give me if he hears whenever he hears me say give me an hour, give me 2 hours, he knows like I just need like to just to regroup. And she's pretty good because I'll sit her down when she eats and stuff like that. She has her, she has her attention is kept is taken by whatever it is over that's she's doing. Like today, we were home by ourselves, and I was able to get everything done. But at the same time, was I didn't get everything done for on the self care aspect. But I have people who I could call in if I really need the help, for sure. As far as my business goes, it's mainly me right now. I had a friend who she was helping me, but she has other things happening now. She's going back to school and all of that stuff. But it's not hard for me to do it by myself. But an assistant here or there wouldn't hurt. But work in progress again. Work in progress.
Of course, of course. So you in terms of your home life, you have people to help you. It's
Oh yeah,
not just
yeah. Oh
you
no,
by
no, it's not
yourself.
just no, no, no. Not at
Oh,
all. I definitely have the help if I need it, when I need it, when I don't need it. Even like now, we just moved here and stuff, and one of my friends, she's close. I'm closer to her now, so she comes over every now and then. The other day she was here. She did the bath. She likes to decorate, so she did the bathroom, and she's working on the kitchen now. She just tells me what's needed, or tell my husband, and we just say, okay, if it's budget friendly, we'll say go ahead, get it, and then we'll just repay her. She comes and she does her thing. It's so I have the help for sure.
awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
So going back to um, the integrating your motherhood into your business.
Mhm.
So what is it about being a mom that is so relatable to other moms?
I think what's most relatable is the fact that we don't always have the time for ourselves. That we are at this point on, we're sharing our time for forever more, however long that is. And it's something that I feel as if becoming a new mom or a mom in general, like we forget that there's other moms out there that we could really relate to. And I feel like the best the best conversations I have with other moms is, my child, she didn't go to bed until this time of night. Or you send her picture, look at what she did. She's so rude, or different things that the kids could get into. And things that you're limited to for that temporary amount of time, like the complaining, whining part, I guess, for lack of better explanation. That's I feel like that's like the best part. You could relate to. Like the other day, I'm trying to learn her. I'm trying to teach her how to eat on her own. And the other day, like she spilled like gave it to her. She was doing fine, eating like a nice little girl. And as soon as you turn your back, that's when everything gets everywhere. And I took a picture, sent it to my friend. I'm like, look at this. She just can't be nice little girl for once. And she's like, oh yes, been there, done that, because she has 3 kids. And we talk about like she always just tells me like different things like there even though she has 3 kids, it's all different for all 3 of them. And I feel like that's like what I enjoy most with relating to other moms is the time factor of things, like not having you don't have your time for yourself anymore. Um, yeah.
Awesome, awesome.
Mhm.
So I mentioned it a little bit in my your bio that I read.
Mhm.
You want to set things up for your daughter where she has a
Mhm.
better financial future, and you want her to know that all possibilities
Right.
are endless, right? So you
Mhm.
want a brighter future for her. Can you
Right.
talk more about that?
I want her to be able to say, "Hey, I want to go to this school as opposed to this school." I don't want it to. I was limited as to where I could have went in terms of schooling, colleges. I'm actually happy that I went to the college that I did go to because a lot of beautiful relationships blossomed through that. I don't regret it. But if I had my own way financially, I would have went out of state to go to school. I always wanted to go to HBCU. I didn't get the opportunity to do that, because of financial reasons. So that's something I don't want because of money. She feels limited. Another thing, as well, I majored in my major because I felt as if coming out of college, I would have been able to get a job, even though my major came to me and didn't go to my major. It was something where in my head as well that it was pure financial. I'm good at math, but I don't love it. It's not my passion. I'm good at it though. So if I had my own way, I would have went another route initially, but I didn't go that route because I thought money was no, money was the reason why I didn't go the route that I wanted to go down. And that's why it's important for me to go back and get my master's, get my doctorate in my passion and what I love to do in those things because if I don't do that, I'm gonna stick around doing that. I like it, I don't love it. Um, so I want her to know that whatever she's passionate about, she's able to chase that, even if society or or the world says it's not gonna be financially rewarding 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years down the line. I want her to chase her passion. And sometimes chasing your passion takes a lot of money. And I want I don't want her to have to worry about that. I don't want her to be 20, 21 in my age having to figure out how she's gonna pay the rent or do this or do that. I want her to know that if if we have like a solid communication, a solid ground, everything is solid, then she could, and I know she's doing something constructive. Her mom got her. Mommy and daddy, we got you. We're gonna be backing you. That's where I say I want her to be set for life. I want her to be able to just do whatever she loves, and be responsible too as well. I don't want her to stress. Growing up, I always stressed, and I don't want that for her. I was going to college and was working at the same time because I had to, not because I wanted to. We have people in this world who work because they want to, and yet people in the world who work because they have to. I don't want her to do something because she feels like she has to do it. I want her to do it because she wants to do it. Um, yeah.
And tell me what's special about being an entrepreneur.
Ooh. Ah. Hmm. So, um, I can make mistakes and don't have to worry about consequences. Well, no, I'm lying. Let me back up. There is consequences for everything, but I can make my own mistakes and not having to worry about someone firing me the next moment. I could sell something for less than what it's worth and be like, all right, you just have to sell some other things to make up for that. Um, the lessons I learn is on my time. I'm not on someone's clock, so I don't have to hurry up and get something done. I'm on my time. I could finesse. I could. There's no rules other than the ethical rules of my own ethics of who I am as a person, my own upbringing. It's fun. You can network with different people. Um, who would have thought I would have been on a webinar talking about my having a child in a pandemic? Like being an entrepreneur brought this to me. If I was never an entrepreneur, this would have never came down my alleyway, or even if it did came down my alleyway, I wouldn't take up the offer because back then my mind was smaller than it is now. So my mind and my outlook and everything is even broader now. So definitely the networking, 100% and it brings to the table, and it just it I don't know, it just does something. Like you walk, your chest, is up higher. I'm an entrepreneur, I have my own business. And it's constant work and work in progress. It's just one of those things that I'm able to call my own, and I'm proud of it.
Good for you. Good for
Well, thank
you.
you.
So, do you feel that mothers should have to choose between being an entrepreneur and being a mom?
Oh no, absolutely not. You could definitely have the best of both worlds. I have the best of both worlds right now. I'm still finessing it, but still learning how to work around it and in between it. But definitely don't have to choose no matter what the business is. There is a way where you could incorporate your child, your children, where you could you're using being a business owner, showing your child that also that they could do whatever they want to do. If like whatever business idea that they have, that they could go after it. So you definitely don't have to choose being an entrepreneur. You could finesse it, and I could say is you should find someone in that alleyway that you're going down, and follow their path, or if not, create your own crap. Like you never the first person to do something, and then others follow behind them. If you don't make the way or create that way, that it'll never it'll never I can't. It'll never manifest. Like it'll never come to like you, the person who created. I don't know what's out there that's like crazy. And you really think about like if they never did that, then where would things be? Like I don't know. Like I can't. What I what I want to say
Like
is
social
not.
media, Facebook,
Yeah,
Twitter?
like right, like even like TikTok. Like who like you sit there for hours on hours just recording yourself doing crazy things. Like I would but think about it. 2 years ago, if someone was doing that, you'd be looking at them like you're crazy. And now people are doing it. These crazy challenges that's out there. Like if I was walking down the road and I saw someone doing the crate challenge, I would have been like, "You're crazy. Bye bye." But now that's what's like making it now. So if you feel like you want to do something outside the box and no one else is doing it, that incorporates your child in your business, do it. Because what's the worst that could happen? The worst that could happen is you mess up and okay, and or you succeed with whatever it is, and you're like you blow up, and then so you definitely don't have to choose with whatever the business is, entrepreneurship lifestyle. You don't have to choose at all.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so we're starting to wind down. So, do you have any advice for maybe moms who want to get into business or just anyone in general? Any advice you want to give to the viewers out there?
One of the best advice about entrepreneurship, and one of my mentors gave me this advice, and it didn't really make sense when she gave it to me until I had no choice but to use that same, I guess, like thing. And listen, the advice is jump and build your parachute on the way down. Just jump, go for it. Whatever it is, go for it. Take the risk. I was never a risk taker. Entrepreneurship and motherhood turned me into taking risks. Um, if you don't see the first dollar that you're supposed to use to get that business, go out there and you network. You talk to people. You will get 7, 8, 9, 10 no's. That's okay because that one yes will make those 7, 8, 9, 10 no's worth getting those no's. Because if you never got those no's, you would have never made it to that yes. So whatever it is that you want to do, whatever the passion is, wherever your heart is telling you to go, jump. And as you go, you make the parachute. There's a lot of mistakes. If you're not making mistakes, you're not doing something right. If you're doing everything right. I'm sorry. If you're going perfectly and there's no bumps in the road, you're doing something wrong. The more mistakes you make, the better you will be at the end of the day. And yes, just jump and build a parachute on the way down. Yeah.
That is fabulous advice. Thank you for that. All right. So I am going to put up your contact information on the screen. I'm going to put your website there. So you guys watching right now, so Jaciann is on a journey to financial freedom while building a state-of-the-art empire to call her own. It's more than just selling jewelry, which is what she does. It's an investment in herself that she gets to sit back and watch flourish right in front of her eyes. She wants you to build the confidence you never knew you had while empowering those around you. This is a life-changing opportunity if you want to get into the MLM business. She's beyond delighted that she took the leap. So join Jaciann in changing lives. It is only $5 and it is very affordable, and it's an opportunity for you to create that residual income and financial freedom. So her company is called Paparazzi. So that's one of her companies. And you have a second company, right?
So I am. It's not up off the ground yet. It's like in like a preview kind of setting. I'm starting to. I want to do merch for up and coming entrepreneurs to help them out to brand themselves. So I'm starting out where I'm trying to brand myself on the Jace brand. I'm trying to make it one big umbrella, and then I have different on upcoming entrepreneurs that if you need affordable merch, just a nice little writing on, it says store quality, whatever it is, I could help you out with that. Different advice, as going forward. So I'm just starting out now with the merch. It's nothing, it's not up and running fully yet. It's in launch mode. I'm testing it out with different friends and family and myself who wanna start their own business just to see what's like to brand themselves, to see how many people would actually bite at what they're doing. And just like a entrepreneur circle. But it's in test mode right now. But it's called Jace Brand. There is a Instagram handle, but it's quiet, but it's there. So we can start following it if we like. There are different shirts that I test print, and it's up there for purchase if you want. It's called Jace Brand on Instagram.
Okay. I can put that up right now if you just give me a second. I'm just going to type this banner. So Instagram, what's it called?
Jace,
Spell it?
Jace.
Uh-huh.
Brand 21, and then 21 is the handle. It says Jace Brand 21. That's the handle on Instagram.
All right. So let's get this Instagram up on the screen. Is that it there?
There we go.
All right.
Yes, there we go.
So follow her on Instagram, right? Definitely give her that support. And I'm going to put up her website again. So definitely visit her website to learn more about the jewelry business and how you can get into that business for yourself. And let me just put up that Instagram one more time so you can follow, like, share, support. Definitely give her all that support. So Jaciann, thank you so much for coming on today. Absolutely. Right. And is that your little one?
Yes, we had to wash day today. Say hi. She just woke up. Say hi.
Hi. Oh, she's shy.
Hi. Nice.
Awesome. Well, thank you. All right,
Of
so I'm going to
course.
send you backstage. All right, you guys. So that concludes our episode for today. I'm going to put up our contact information here. So thank you so much for joining us. Please check out our YouTube channel for more videos and clips. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Eventbrite. My WhatsApp is not up there, but we're also on WhatsApp, just so you know. And if you would like to learn more about our services and workshops, particularly, you can visit us online at www.astepaheadtutoringservices.com. And one last thing before I go, we are also seeking financial contributions to our crowdfunding campaign on ifundwomen.com. The funds will be used to keep our staff employed, offer free and low-cost services, allow us to put on productions like our web series, like our virtual workshops, and it would also allow us to reach out to families nationwide. So our unique link is scrolling right above you. Please consider making a contribution. No amount is too small, and it will definitely be appreciated. So tune in next time to our next episode. It was a pleasure to have you here, and I hope to see you again next time. Thank you for coming. Signing off. Bye.